Alright guys, welcome back to USPECIAL. We're discussing the union budget today and I'm sitting with students of business who have all their facts and figures ready with them, and they've just seen the finance minister give out the union budget. So now let's move on to specific areas which you think need to be discussed a bit more. And I think one thing we should probably start with is the simplification of FDI rules. Yeah. So yeah, go ahead.
The simplification of FDI in terms for this country is very much acceptable, because a foreign direct investment is particularly done in a particular country because there are favorable conditions. Say it as a political freedom or say it as an economical risk. FDI in terms of particular country, India is the best avenue for FDI, and relaxing these FDI norms will definitely assure that India is projecting itself in a good way.
All right. Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, we accept that India is appreciating foreign direct investments into its market, but unfortunately there's a problem in FDI because we will be fully dependent on all these people, and suddenly if they roll out, it will become a big problem.
Yeah, I would want to ask you, what do you have to say to his point? We've seen how the international market can react, right? And probably by increasing, allowing more international players into our market, we're only increasing our dependence on the international market. Am I right? So then, don't you think it's a problem then?
Any advantages will have any pros will have a cons on its own. But if we allow FDIs to enter into this particular country to help us, or they are going to help us in any way, that's it. We need to accept that.
All right, fine. Yeah, what do you have to say about that?
The same thing happened before independence. They came here for trade.
Okay.
They made us slaves.
Let's not give it a colonial thing. Okay, anyway, yeah, we got the point maybe. Yeah, then you had something to say. Yeah, go ahead.
To be frank, they have some advantages of when they come to, if the foreign players were encouraged, what about the local players who were in the India?
All right.
The local players will get affected if the foreign players were given much chance. And if they roll back also, the domestic players are going the one who is going to affect a lot. The foreign players will not affect.
Yeah, that is probably an interesting point. He says the domestic players are going to be affected because of this.
Yeah, I need to add one more point on him, that is, the priority may be and the importance may be given a lot to the foreign countries instead of our local people. So the FDI that is risen as not to be simplified according to my counsel.
Okay, yeah.
If we are making policy which is simple, then if we are allowing, I mean to say that if we are allowing FDI more, then there will be damage for domestic market.
All right, okay.
I have a point here. Instead of having the domestic players to play well in our country, we can grow ourselves globally by introducing the global competitors into the country, so that the domestic competitors also gets technologically good, and they too stand well for the global competitors, and overall the country will go globally.
All right.
But whereas if you see that, the short term may be a good thing, but whereas if you go for a long term, it will give a great effect and we'll suffer a long thing.
Okay.
So it should not be have done.
1 minute, yeah.
I want to support her point, because if we encourage the foreign people to enter in our country, automatically the people who are living in our country get a job there. Then they won't think to go abroad, as well as the domestic people who are thinking about expanding the business in the home country will think about the business to expand the host country. So it automatically promote the domestic people also.
All right. What do you think about that? Someone who wasn't very 1 minute. Yeah, give the mic to him. Yeah, please.
Yeah, it might happen, but anything for a good sake, it would happen. But these domestic players, they really get affected. They are not that much competent enough to have a competition with the great MNCs. One more thing, the finance that they have, the technology they have,
okay.
it's really, they are not that much equal to the MNC.
All right, okay. Yeah.
If you see that.
1 minute. Yeah, go ahead.
I would like to say him that as far as competition is concerned, we should be more competitive in today's world, and people who are not competitive enough, they are where they are not in the race in this present era. Because if you will take today's condition, if domestic companies only in India, they will have their monopolies upon this. If FDI will come, they will reduce the rate and...
All right, okay. You 1 minute.
There will be some great competition. Because of that competition, we should not overexploit our human beings. If there was some FDI foreign companies comes here, there will be overexploitation of a human resource.
All right.
How can we say that there will be Over-exploitation of human resource. Human resource will be given an opportunity to enter into the foreign
what you see as
countries.
exploitation, she sees as opportunity. Yeah.
Yeah, I have an answer for a question. If you're not able to feed your own children, how can you feed another? So, if you feed our children, then we'll go for another people.
All right. Anyway, okay. I think we need to move on to other issues now. I think the other important point you guys raised about was the minorities, the amount of you know. Okay. Yeah. Please go ahead. Yeah.
Actually, I need to stress up this point mainly, particularly this year, the 25 crore was allotted for Muslim Aligarh University on each campus. It need to be awarded, or the finance minister need just think about this sector, because what about the other sectors and what need to be developed for the other sectors? This might be thinking of by the finance minister, according to my concern.
All right. Okay.
One more point is that the allocation was more for only Muslim minority institutions, and what about the other minorities like BCs, SCs and STs? And what about the hidden talent present in the students, and the competitive spirit of the student gets killed with this reservation for the minorities?
Okay, yeah.
And reservation for minorities, that no matter how much they are going to give at a particular reservation, it is just they are going to make them motivated, and just they are bringing them up. So it has to be appreciated. See, there are many scholarships that has been given to the minority people, just like they are to bring out their particular talents and their skills. It should be appreciated in one point of view. That's my views.
All right, yeah.
I don't think so. It's motivating. It's motivating by the way of demotivating the other people. So this should not have been done. If they are motivating, let them do it for all. So that's the point I have.
Okay, yeah.
Government has different policy for different segment of the people. They are uplifting every segment, and I would like to say that government, what measures they are taking, they are allocating money for minorities. In minorities, different caste come. And as far as this other majority is concerned, they are also getting. So government is not taking action like that itself, because they want inclusive growth. So everyone should come forward and should share for the development of the nation.
Right, yeah.
Whereas if you see that there will be some inclusive growth if it is a regular one. We should not go for only the particular minority. For example, in education, I think so it should not be done. There should be a regular one. Those who have a stuffness, they'll be working. We have to recognize the talents in, particularly in education. There should not be any reservation in education sector, sir.
All right, yeah.
Adding up to your point, reservations in the case of poverty line, reservations or stipends in the case of poverty line is applicable according to my view, but not in the case of Muslim minorities or for the other group of the people, sector of people.
All right, okay, we'll take a short break there. After a break, we'll come back and discuss more about today's union budget. Keep watching USPECIAL on NDTV Hindu.